if you know the story of Uvalde, and you see that these children, the happiness on their face, running up and hugging me. This is just mere months after the worst time of their life, and to be able to give a community like that just a split moment of distraction.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestler of the Week. I'm Franco. This is Drew. I always forget which way to point.
Right here. What up?
And today we are joined by the Centex champion and one half of the NCWO tag team champion, Caine Carter.
What's up, fellas? I'm excited to be on the show. Thank you, guys.
That's good, man. How you been?
I've been all right, man. Not my best, but I don't really like to harp on negative situations. So, I mean, I'm just getting through life. You know what I'm saying? No complaints. Life is decent.
Man. That's good, man. Good to hear.
Yeah, how have you guys been?
Been great. I mean, same as pretty much, So just take it day by day, and here we are interviewing our guest, which is you.
That's all you can do, man. Day by day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We start off with word association. We still need a name for that word association. We don't have no name for it, but I give you 10 words, phrases, and you just first thing in your head, or you can go on first word, 10,000 words, whatever you want to say about it.
Okay, I like this game.
First one, Texas.
Indy. Large. Man, we got so many scenes in Texas that, I mean, it's different everywhere you go. I tell people all the time, you can drive like a 10-mile or 10-hour radius and still be in Texas. But if you take that 10-hour radius and you put it in the Pacific Northeast, you get places like Chicago, Atlantic City, Philly, Cleveland, New York, Boston, all these different areas in a 10-mile radius. But Texas is huge, man. It's a big market. That's what I think of whenever I hear Texas.
Dustin Rhodes.
Legend. I got somewhat close to him during camp, and he told us to hit the ground running. So I haven't seen or talked to him in a while. I saw him at my last AEW show that I went to, but nothing but love and appreciation for Dustin, man. Legend. That's what I think of.
Do the work.
Is that one of his quotes?
That's Cody's quote.
Yeah.
I think I read Cody.
Okay. Well, first thing I thought of was Dustin.
There you go.
Dr. Pepper.
Overrated.
Yes.
That's it for the episode.
Yes.
That's gonna give me a lot of heat, man. But
I agree.
soda,
I agree, Caine.
You agree?
I agree. Sorry. I agree.
Once I stop drinking sodas, man, I feel like soda in general is overrated. Drink you some water. Everybody watching, drink water. Yes, sir. Look, that's what I'm talking about.
That's soda.
Got my cup too.
Workhorse.
Ooh, touchy subject. Yeah, man. Just touchy subject on that one. Never lost it. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Never lost it.
Houston.
The town that loves to hate Caine Carter. Man, I got a lot of love for Houston. Because it's a love-hate relationship. They love to hate me.
Rhea Ripley.
Whoo, my favorite. Yo, hey, she is slowly getting replaced by Julia Hart. Not gonna lie. So, I mean, favorite, but I mean, it's a close competition.
It's neck and neck.
Yes, sir.
Since we're days away, spooky season.
The girlfriend that I need to have during spooky season. Oh, man. No, it's my favorite time of the year, honestly. And all these relationship memes are coming out and about, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I ain't tripping on a girlfriend. It was trying to be funny. But man, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for spooky season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Family.
The only thing you got. The only thing you
I
got, man.
love that answer.
And the last one's Prime.
Exodus Prime or Logan Paul's Prime drink?
However, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
It was both. It was both at the same time.
Maybe we need an Excess Prime versus Logan Paul in the near future. I don't know.
Oh, dog. Oh, primetime Deion Sanders is the special guest referee.
Oh shit! So much Primes going on.
I know it. I
And
like
for
that. I
family,
like
we're looking for Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Man, I thought about that. I thought about that. I like that y'all take questions from fans. That's cool. The podcasts that I've done previously, they've never done that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's all Franco's idea. He started doing that for since I started watching his podcast, and then when he asked me to be a co-host, I think he just kept on doing it. I was like, dude, don't change that. That's a great idea.
It's hard to come up with questions, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. All the help needed.
This one's on Instagram from James Sword 08. How long have you had the tag team titles with Devion for?
Whew, we won them last year. I think in June. I think. So, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I have an award over there. No, it doesn't have the date on it. Sometime last year, we could have. I think we've had them maybe a year now, maybe a year, a little bit past a year. The NCWO company, they run sporadically because they got to get a whole bunch of stuff with the city. They get sponsors and things like that. Their venue is at a gym, so man, they're very sporadic. But I mean, as long as they're running shows, we got the titles and we plan to hold them for a long time.
Oh yeah, man.
When I was doing my research, I stumbled upon the post that you made when you won the titles, and I'm pretty sure it was June
I thought
20,
so.
21st, I think. But I can't find the post now.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was June of last year, and I think it's been over a year.
It's already a hell of a title reign right there, man.
Yeah, we were going for the longest reigning tag team champions. We're still going for it. I think we are the second ever, maybe third ever
Oh shit.
NCAA tag team champions. It's been a short lineage, so we're looking to put some prestige on it.
Nice. I hope y'all get it then.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. It's a good achievement. It happened pretty early on with us being a tag team, but me and Devion were just thrown together by a promoter who saw
Potential.
some of the same qualities in us, and
Yeah.
for two people that didn't know each other, two people that, I mean, have completely different styles but work well together, we've taken the ball and ran with it. So that's my brother.
No, found the post finally. January 20th this year.
January of this year.
Yeah, at least that's
Okay.
when you made the post.
Okay. So not quite a year yet, but we're pushing it.
We're getting there. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All these other questions are throughout Facebook and everybody's page at Sheridan. From
Okay.
Heather Robinson, who's your favorite person in Houston? Why is it me?
Oh God. She probably is my favorite. I think she has shown me a lot of love and a lot of hate, and she makes some pretty cool signs. And signs, I think, are one thing that are missing in today's wrestling. So fans make more signs. But Heather, she's a great fan. She's a loyal fan. She's not only in Houston, in Austin. She goes around. She loves wrestling just as much the boys. So I would say that she's my favorite person in Houston because everybody else hates me.
From Teresa Leith, who has been your most formidable opponent?
My most formidable opponent. I would say probably Exodus. Every time I wrestle Exodus, I learn something, and he pushes me to my limit. So there's been comparisons. Someone asked him how he or what he thinks about the comparison between me and a young Exodus Prime. So every time I'm in the ring with Exodus, I learn something.
And then this one's from Bradley. How was your match with Matlock at HOT a few months back? It went harder than it had any business going.
Uh, it's just a testament to me. It was a hardcore match, my first ever hardcore match. We were in a very intimate setting, and I've talked about this before. Whenever I talked to Dustin Rhodes about his match with Cody, he said that he was in this aura of not being able to do any wrong because the story between him and Cody wrote itself. Me and Matlock had a great story going into that match. I had never been in a hardcore match before, but I brought my A game, and one of my favorite matches. But I think that's just a testament to my adaptation. Put me anywhere, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's good. Were you at all nervous for a hardcore match, or no? You were just like,
Man,
let's just go.
if I get a chance to talk to Danny B, ask
Yeah.
Danny B how I was looking right before I walked through that curtain. They said I was.
Yeah.
They said I was visibly like they could see it on my face that like I was sick. So to say I was nervous, that's a small statement. Yeah, I was nervous as
Yeah.
hell, but
Oh yeah. I
went
mean,
out there,
shit.
went out there and did the damn thing, bro.
Yep. Shit. I was gonna say like, if you weren't nervous, then shit, I'm a bitch. Then I'll be nervous as hell.
Yeah. I was really worried about not any of the crazy stuff that I knew that we were going to put each other through. It was more of I've never been in a hardcore match. Am I going to look out of place doing this? Are the fans going to
I
care?
got you.
Yeah, are the fans going to care or are they not going to care? And like Brad said, that match went harder than it had any business doing. And in my humble opinion, match of the night. That's just me, my humble opinion.
Cool. I need to watch it then. Shit.
And last question was from Lawrence. Why did you use a pick on me in pain?
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I have recently incorporated the crossface into my move, uh, list. So, I mean, you can get some good pictures of me putting people in pain with the crossface. It was either going to be Lawrence or Michael Schaefer, and in my picture with Michael Schaefer, I'm almost looking away. So I needed something good. Lawrence loves me though. He can't be mad.
What's your choice of drink? Like when you're relaxing, you're chilling, you're just chilling at home. What's your choice of drink?
Uh, Water for sure. But if I'm on some downtime and I could have an alcoholic beverage, I
Yeah.
like Dos Equis. Dos Equis is a good quality beer, and that's my drink of choice. It's either water, or if I'm on some cool downtime, I'm having a nice cold Dos Equis.
Hmm. Good, good. Now, I know you're real big on fitness and this and that, but if you had to pick your go-to cheat meal, what would it be?
Ooh, ooh, man, that's tough. Because once you start eating legit like home cooked meals and good quality healthy food, I've really strayed away from cheat meals.
Hmm.
Okay, I will say, you take a Pop Tart, you toast that bad boy in the oven, you put or not the oven in a toaster, and you
Yeah.
slap some ice cream on it. That's
Really?
my yeah. So my favorite Pop Tarts are the brown sugar cinnamon ones. You put them bad boys in the toaster, get you some vanilla ice cream, and that's a phenomenal snack, guys.
Whoa.
Nah, yeah. I
Damn.
haven't had it
Okay.
in a long time. I haven't had that in a long time because it doesn't just on an everyday basis that doesn't sound appealing to me. But man,
Yeah.
if I get super stoned or whatever, what I'm in the kitchen with that thing.
I was literally thinking that. I'm like, dude, that sounds like, a snack to have in the middle of the night when you just want to have fun. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Other than that, man, I try to supplement a lot of snacks and stuff like that with fruits.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm a real picky eater. So, like I said, once I started eating healthy, a lot of the junk food it just lost its appeal on me. So, I guess that was really the only thing I could think of right now.
Hmm. No, I don't know. And then also when I would be booked on shows with you, it seems like, unless I was just not looking at the right person, but you always have an energy drink. So what's your go-to favorite energy drink?
Uh, if I need stuff, it's a C4. Uh,
Okay.
but my favorite is the sugar-free Red Bull. I'll drink those just throughout
Oh,
the
okay.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right before a match or right before a workout, it's got to be a C4. That's different kind of hit. I'm kind of used to Red Bulls, so C4 and the mango tropical version. I don't like the Skittles or the Starburst C4s. I don't like those.
Mm.
I'm a I'm a mango tropical guy. That's my flavor.
Since you mentioned Red Bull, you like Red Bull a lot. Did you ever remember when I bring this up to people about energy drinks and they talk about Red Bull? I always bring up the kiwi apple they had a couple of years ago. Apparently, it's
Mm-mm.
discontinued. I did not know about it got discontinued, but dude, that drink tasted like apple juice basically. It tasted so good. And I remember went to the same store I always go to, and they said, "Oh, we discontinue it." I'm like, "What?" Did research. They don't sell anymore.
At all?
So
Like you can't buy it online?
at all. So when you get a chance, look up Red Bull Kiwi Apple, dude. It was so good, dude. So good.
So I'll backtrack. And to your question is like one of my go-to drinks. I love apple juice, bro.
Yeah.
So that is so upsetting. That's so upsetting that they discontinued it because a
Yeah.
Red Bull that tastes like apple juice. Oh man, I would have
It was
died for
like
that.
dude, it was like a carbonated apple juice, basically. It tasted so good,
Oh
man, so good. All right,
man,
so
you're teasing me now.
so far in your career, what has been your favorite match? If you can't name one, then you can just give me several, basically. What has been one of your top favorite matches?
Man, I got two that are neck and neck, and they're both for HOT, the company that
Okay,
I'm the Syntex Championship holder. My HOT debut was in a small town, and it was against Stevie Hendricks, and
mm,
and just move for move for move for move, like that match was flawless up until I had my match with Michael Schaefer, Big Man Schaefer, for the
yeah,
Syntex title, and man, that was at Come and Take It Live. We pulled in a good crowd. Um, I'm a super hot babyface over at Hot. No pun intended.
yeah,
But man, me and Schaefer went out there and we had a big man, little man match, and I had a lot to overcome and a lot to prove, and I ended up winning. You know what I'm saying? And that match, I want to say it topped Stevie, but there was things in that match that just weren't flawless, if you know what I mean. Like
hmm,
being a worker,
yeah,
mine and Stevie's match was flawless, But the match that me and Schaefer had, it got off the rails a little bit, and it kind of went haywire. Not haywire, but just a few moments in the match, But overall, those two are just neck and neck for my top favorites, because I feel like I really pulled through and uh, and really gave the crowd something.
hmm. Well, to add to that, live wise, I've seen many of your matches online, obviously, but live wise, the last time I saw you was Baracho Pro, you and Epi. That was a good match.
Hmm.
Really, really great
Thank you.
match. And I was like, shit, I need to do better.
Well, I appreciate that, bro. Fun fact: I was sick during that match,
Really?
bro. I was dog sick, man, and I was not feeling it. And Epi's he's a runner, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I was not looking forward to that at all. But I mean, I was told on multiple from multiple people on multiple occasions, even from someone who has their hand in Baracho Pro, that that was match of the night. You know,
Yeah.
so
No,
I
yeah,
take pride in
yeah.
that match with Epi. I take pride in that match, but it I would rank it probably top five. Not
Mhm.
favorite, you know what I'm saying? Maybe on the bottom five, but you know, I take pride in that because I went out there and I was sick and it was hot in that,
I was gonna
bro,
say,
in
yeah,
that
that
arena.
hot ass brewery.
Bro, so hot, so hot. And mine and
Yeah,
Epi's
yeah.
styles, we got two
Just go,
different
go, go,
styles
go, go.
complete. Yeah, so man, I take pride in that. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you bringing that up.
I remember being backstage that show and talking to all the wrestlers about stuff to make sure I catch, and talking to you, and I was like, this guy's either you didn't talk very much. I was like, this guy's either a dick or he's sick. I don't know which one it is, and like a week later, I put everything out, and you put I was sick during this spot. I was like, okay, he was sick. That's cool.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry if I rubbed you kind of way, man. I try to be as humble as possible, and I try to treat everyone the same with as much respect as I can. So I apologize if I made you feel any type of way in that moment. But dude, I was dog sick.
Now you didn't
Yeah.
come off rude or anything. It was just you didn't hardly talk. You just said you whatever you want to do, and then I was like, yeah, he didn't really talk very much. You're like the only one that really didn't talk that much that day, but it was all good.
Cool, cool.
So, I remember I had reposted something a couple of months ago, like many months ago, about Fast and Furious, right? So, Carter, we might have heat, man. That's all I gotta say. We might have some heat. Because I remember you dogging Fast and Furious, and I do
Hmm.
get they do have too many movies. I'm actually against that too. I'm like, it's too many movies, yeah. But the early ones, man, come on, they're goated, man. Come on.
So the reason I dog on Fast and the Furious is that I'm not a movie watcher, right?
Okay.
I have re- I have really bad undiagnosed ADD or ADHD, whatever it is. So
Hmm.
my attention span is really small, and I really got to be into a movie to sit and watch it. And the earlier ones I remember watching as a kid, I haven't gone back and rewatched. I liked four, five. I liked Fast Six or whichever one the sixth one was.
Hmm.
But it's not that they make too many movies. It's now that they're running out of ideas,
Yeah.
and all a lot of this stuff is like super crazy. Like I was watching the the second half of the Fast and Furious with Jason Momoa, and dog, the CGI in that, like, come on, man.
Hey, I
A lot
agree.
of
I
it's
agree. I agree.
it's like they run out of ideas, so they put some super unrealistic scenarios in front of our face. And I get like, it has its fandom, and like kids can look at it and be like, bro, that's so cool. A lot of marketing, a lot of smart marketing is towards kids because they'll buy the toys, they'll buy the T-shirts and stuff like that. Um, but just as a grown up, like all the CGI and unrealistic scenarios, it turns me off. And
No,
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
say, Jason Momoa is a terrible bad guy in the Fast movie. Whichever one it is, I did
Oh,
not
I loved him in
did
that
not
movie.
like.
Franco's face when
Really?
he said that.
Yeah, I loved him that. The movie wasn't all that good. I loved his character in that movie. It was over the top.
Well, have you guys ever watched C? It's a series. It's called C.
No, I have not.
Okay, well, it's about this post-apocalyptic uh, native community, and they're all blind, and they've had to
Okay.
live in this post-apocalyptic world that like blind. So my first introduction to Jason Momoa is like a badass, hard guy, and I feel like if they were gonna give him a role as a bad guy in the Fast movies, they should have gone with like his aggressor side. I felt like he was trying to be a funny bad guy, with the slacks and the button ups and dressing nice and his like comedy lines in the movie, and it's just
Hmm.
so far away from what I've seen him do, and it's just not my cup of tea. Like it's if
Yeah.
it's for everybody else, that's fine, but that's just my humble opinion,
No.
man.
Yeah. That's fair.
All the
So
other bad guys in the rest of Fast and Furious have been like that, so that's the reason they went the opposite way
Zane,
with
go.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and I kind of figured that, like Jason Statham, and like he was a real hard ass bad guy, The Rock, and you got to have the anti heroes and
Yeah, they
whatever.
turned to family.
Yeah, and I get trying to have a new one. I just didn't see it coming. That's what I'll
yeah.
say.
So I do
Sorry, my
this
dog
little.
tried.
What's that?
I said sorry. My dog tried to bombard in my room.
Oh no, you're fine. So I do this little gimmick or segment thing where I list 5 major promotions, and you give me an opponent from each of the companies you will want to work with on the first day.
On the first day, beautiful. Okay.
First day. Once you walk through those doors, I want to work with that guy or that girl, whatever.
Okay.
All right. First promotion, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, Jay Lethal.
Oof, good match. New
Jay
Japan.
Lethal for sure. New Japan, Gabriel Kidd. Man, I don't know if y'all know who that is, but
Doesn't.
he's
Nope.
on the uprise. He's from I think he's from the UK somewhere, but he's on the uprise, and I've been watching him since the pandemic. Since he was a young boy, and
Okay.
now he's on New Japan. I think he was in the Super Junior tournament this year, one of those tournaments. Uh, but man, ever since I've been watching that guy from the time he was a young boy, he there's just something about him I really like. His name is Gabriel Kidd. If y'all have a chance, go check him out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Impact.
Impact. Alex Shelley.
Oh
I would
yes.
say
Yes.
uh, I don't really have any current Impact guys that I like or that I follow. So I think yeah, got to be Alex Shelley.
AEW.
AEW. Oh jeez, this is where it gets deep. On the first day, first day. Um, I mean, there's so many options. I want to be reasonable. Um, mm, Daniel Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Daniel
Have a
Garcia.
little dance off mid match.
Bro, I have no, bro. As weird as it sounds, being a light skin or whatever, bro, I have no dancing ability at all. I cannot dance. It's the weirdest thing.
People tell me that too because I'm Mexican. I'm like, well, that's a little racist, but I can't dance.
I just never had to. I never grew up like one. So whenever I was growing up, the Dougie was real famous, and I used to hit the
Yeah.
Dougie, and then the jerk. But those are simple dances. I can't get out there and line dance. I can't country dance or break dance, and none of that.
Yeah. Now for the final one, the WWE.
WWE. I'd like to work with Finn. I think Finn is probably underrated for his mind of the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Finn Balor for sure.
Those are 5 hell opponents right there.
Okay,
What was the moment you knew you wanted to become a wrestler?
bro. I was introduced to wrestling when I was 2 years old by my stepdad, and I can't remember The earliest, because it's like I wanted to be a professional wrestler all my life since I was 2 years old. Before my earliest memories, I was watching and going to wrestling shows. So probably as long as I've been alive, or at least since I was 2 years old. That's been. But you might as well inject wrestling into my veins at this point.
Okay, and you trained at the Al Snow Wrestling Academy. What made you want to train there, and how was the experience?
So, for anybody that doesn't know, the Al Snow Wrestling Academy, it was the Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling Academy, and Al Snow is the owner of OVW, and his training curriculum literally is down to a T on like paper. You know what I'm saying? So Al Snow is actually contracted with multiple schools across the world that go by his curriculum. So Rocky Mountain Pro was just another one of those companies that signed on with Al Snow's OVW curriculum because the owner used to work as Al Snow's right hand man whenever Al Snow was writing backstage stuff for WWE. I know all this because I lived with the owner of Rocky Mountain Pro, Al Snow's Wrestling Academy. Um, I lived in his basement whenever I trained there. And what made me go there is I got my income tax, my stimulus check, and my unemployment all at one time, and I was sitting on like 10 grand. And I knew if I didn't do something with my life, I was going to blow it. So it was down to Rocky Mountain Pro or it was down to Reality of Wrestling. Literally, the difference in the two is that on their website, Reality of Wrestling didn't have an email for me to email, they just had a phone number. So I called them, no one answered. I called Rocky Mountain Pro, no one answered, but I emailed Rocky Mountain Pro because they had an email address. And the next day, they messaged me back on email and said, our tryouts are the first Tuesday of every month. Well, coincidentally, the first Tuesday of that month was the following day. So, on a 20-hour notice, I got like 4 hours of sleep, packed up all my stuff, and then drove 12 and a half hours to Colorado for a tryout. Uh, didn't have anywhere to live. I planned on sleeping in my car until I found something. Aced the tryout. Like I said, I moved in with the owner, lived in his basement. I credit everything that I know in wrestling to Rocky Mountain Pro and the head trainer Matt Yaden because he really like chiseled me out to like his methods of training I took to Dustin Rhodes' academy and was showing some of them cats there that like yeah, Dustin Rhodes is a Hall of Famer and stuff, but we only got 3 months here and there's only so much he can teach you. And I was taking stuff from Rocky Mountain Pro, and I was giving the tips to these other students at Dustin School, and it was making them better. So I credit a big portion of who I am today to Rocky Mountain Pro. It has a special place in my heart for sure.
Sweet.
And then you switched to the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. So it was only 3 months of training. What made you decide on Rhodes after that?
Well, whenever I left Colorado, my goal was to always go back to Colorado. But I saw Dustin's ad for the school, and I said, why not? And you had to apply, and you had to cut a 2-minute promo as to why Dustin should pick you for his school. And I cut the promo, and I didn't know Dustin was doing 3-month classes. So whenever I cut the promo, sent it in, he chose his class 1 already. So I gave up, all hope, and I was like, I'm just going to go back to Colorado. Well, a few months later, he called me and was like, hey, this is Dustin Rhodes. I'm accepting you in for class 3. And I was dumbfounded. I was really excited. Just from the conversation on the phone, he said that he saw that I had passion and, I had something. But little did he know that I recorded that promo over 200 times. I took 200 times to record a 2-minute promo. and send it into Dustin because I thought it had to be perfect. So
That sounds about right. Yep.
still to this day, promos are my weak point. So man, but once I got in, everything was cool. There was some drama there, not gonna lie. And then even after, there was some drama, and we almost got hit with a cease and desist by the Rhodes, by Dustin and his wife. Um, man, it's just stuff that you got to get through. Training was
Yeah.
great. Camp was great. I still keep in contact with the two people that I lived with while we were training. But other than that, man, no complaints. It was fun. I will say it's just basic stuff though. Just 3 months of basics. Uh, so if you're already a trained wrestler and you're looking to join the Rhodes Academy, anybody watching, just know that it's 3 months of basics because he accepts people from zero experience to 10, however many years of experience you have. He'll accept anybody. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just on you. Anybody watching, considering going to the academy, it's just on you whether you would like to spend your money on learning that. It's a good name to have on your resume, but I'm keeping it real.
Did you do the Colorado Indies when you were up there?
Man, no. Uh, I was working towards getting on Rocky Mountain Pro's show because Rocky Mountain Pro is the premier company in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite literally only like maybe 3 companies in Colorado outside of that.
Yeah.
And at that point, I wasn't too familiar with the indies. And when I was there, they were kind of targeted because they're the premier promotion. There had been some drama going on between them and other companies. So I was just trying to keep my nose out of any heat, and I was sticking to my guns. I was still fresh in the business, so I didn't do any Colorado indies. I was really trying to work my way up the rankings in Rocky Mountain Pro.
What's been the hardest thing you had to learn in this business?
Jesus Christ, that bro. Alexander Crowley made a post today, and he said that a lot of the people that he's given a helping hand to, have gone to stab him in the back. I'm not here to shit talk anybody, but the hardest thing about the indies and being in wrestling is other people in the business. I'm a grown man. I'm from Central Texas. I'm from the country where people are really big on morals and their word and respect and stuff like that. I grew up with all that stuff really instilled in me. I'm an old school cat. I got an old soul. And, just dealing with all the people that are in the business, egos get brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was just told over the weekend that, people were saying that I had an ego. And I feel like I'm one of the humblest cats in the game. But if I do have an ego, I work hard for it. You feel me? So if my ego intimidates anybody, then that's just a testament to your ego and how small you feel about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So the hardest thing in the wrestling business, bro, is just dealing with other people in the wrestling business because it's a cutthroat business, man. You got to look out for yourself. Drew knows.
Yeah. I was just gonna add on to that. It's like that happened to me last year. Once you start going off, I mean, you're doing great right now, so I can see why people are probably calling you out in a way. Um, but that happens, man. And I've learned from the Rock said it himself. I'm not saying to say fuck everybody, this and that, but he said it uh, one day. He was like, "You need to be selfish in anything you do, anything." And
Absolutely.
and I didn't realize what that meant until you actually experience it. Like we've all experienced it. So just keep doing you, man, and don't worry about the noise. Even though myself sometimes tries to worry about it, but then hey, just keep going. You have 2 titles. You're everywhere. Just keep doing what you're doing. So
I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot, and everybody that I talk to, um, there's 2 sides to every story. Some people say there's 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, or his side, and the truth, whatever. Um, but I feel like I'm a very reasonable person, and like I said, I'm really big on morals and my word, and everything I say and I do, I stand on that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I get sitting down to talking to people, like people tell me the same thing you told me, not to worry about it. It's people just trying to drag your name and stuff like that. So, brother, I really appreciate that. It makes me think about that promo that Triple H cut. I can't even remember on who. It may
Oh,
have
Seth
been
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Yeah, he said, "If you're not
Said,
hated in this business, you're not making money," or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
So he said you got to step over everybody and get to the top because that's the ultimate goal is to be at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I got to take it with a grain of salt and know that if my name is in their mouth or if I'm fresh on their mind, then I'm doing something right. You feel me?
Yep. Oh no, for sure. I 100% get that. If people take that the wrong way, then it is like again, it's a business. Like I don't know what else to
Yep.
say. Like
Yep.
so we're all
But I
adults.
appreciate.
So
I really appreciate it.
Then the final question that I ask everybody: what's the legacy you want to leave behind in or outside of the ring?
I guess they kind of coincide. Uh, I want to be the best person that I could be. You know, I want to be him in all positive categories. You know, I want to, if somebody asks you a question about so and so in this kind of light, you know, I want to be the first person that pops up in someone's mind. Um, and that's just a testament to me being a great person in everything that I do, you know, whether it be the wrestling business or, you know, any other businesses that I get involved in, how I treat my fans and things like that, how I am as a performer. You know, I want to be the best, and I know with the long history of wrestling, you know, it takes a lot to be the best. But you know, it's just a grind. It's a continuous process, and I appreciate the grind. You know, I love going through it. But the legacy that I want to leave behind, you know, is in all positive categories. If you're asked something, you know, I want to be the one that you think about, and that just goes to me being the best person I can be, as honorable as I can be. Honor is a big thing for me. You know, standing on my morals and my word. You know, I don't want people to have I don't want people to have legit, real reasons to drag my name through the mud because right now my name is kind of being dragged through the mud, you know. And if people talk to me about the situation or get to understand the full situation, you know, I'm not a bad person, you know. And I feel like that's what I want to leave behind is for people to know that, you know, I just tried to be the best I can be because we only got one life on this earth. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Like
sir.
that, like
Yes,
that.
sir.
Getting real deep.
No, yeah. That's the business needs that, but here we are.
I agree. I really agree. Like I said, it's real cutthroat, and you got to step over people to get to the top. But if people are understanding that that's what you got to do, as long as you're not doing it in like a malicious way
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
really, you know what I'm saying, that cuts people down or like takes money off their plates to feed their family, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to step over people by my grind, bro. I'm in the gym damn near every day. I'm force feeding like 4 to 5 meals a day, just shoveling food down that I don't even want to eat. I got to stick to that dietary plan, traveling hours and things like that. Like I'm gonna grind and I'm gonna step over people in that process. But with this ego that everyone says that I have, bro, like you're damn right I got an ego. But as long as I'm not using that to cut other people down, why are you hurt by it? So I
Hmm.
mean, I think the business needs a lot more honorable people too. I agree.
I was gonna bring up an idea of a new segment to Drew, but I never did. Now's a good time to have a debut on this one.
Oh,
Let's spread some positivity. What's a positive moment that you have had with backstage or with fans that you can remember that you want to throw out there?
Positive, man, all of them. Like I said, man, this dragging my name through the dirt stuff, I don't get it because a lot of my interactions with fans and with wrestlers and it's a lot. It's always positive. A lot
hmm.
of it is very much positive, and I mean I can't pinpoint one right now that's really specific. Uh, Actually, you know what? Um, Me and Devion, we took an opportunity to assault the Von Erichs. You know, that's what me and Devion do. You know, we're gonna carve our names however. But before that, the Von Erichs are very humble cats. I told them my story and how it was kind of full circle meeting them because my stepfather, the man who introduced me to professional wrestling, that his favorite wrestlers were the Von Erichs. So man, you know, they didn't have to take the time to talk to me in depth as much as they did, but they did, and they gave me some good advice, some good light. Got some contact information. Said if I need anything, if they could put some references in for me in certain places that they would. And then we prayed, man. I'm not too much of a religious person. I have my own beliefs and stuff like that. But they just prayed over us, and they didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
uh, people like that in the business, I'll forever cherish. And that moment is something that I'll forever cherish. But we went out there and we beat them up after that. So, um, but fan interact. Actually, as a matter of fact, give me a second, brother. I'll tell you something about a fan interaction. Shit. So, shit. Like I said, in Houston, they love to hate me. They love to hate me. And there's this die-hard fan in Houston. His name is Colton. And he's
Mhm.
young and he just has all the energy in the world. And he'll talk crap to me more than grown people. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I love him. I love his energy. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling would be a great place with more people like him. And I think it's his mother that brings him to shows. You know what I'm saying? And she's a real good supporter and stuff like that. But as much of a bad guy as I am in Houston, Colton took the time to give me this shirt, and it's that's him in an animated form, and it says number one Texas indie fan. And
That's cool.
yeah, man, and he didn't have to do that either, but he's young, he's a child, his heart is pure, and uh, just interactions like that um, are things that I live for, man. And I got one more for you, actually, if I'm not taking too much of your guys' time.
No, you're good.
No, no,
Um,
go ahead.
so Uvalde, whenever
Mm.
Uvalde had that horrible mass shooting, um, there was kids scared for their lives, and this was an adult figure that went into a school with children, and scarred them for the rest of their lives. It wouldn't surprise me if those children, you know, it just resented any and every adult that they seen for the rest of their life because of things like that. Well, a few months after the shooting, um, I'm sure y'all know what's King Cobra.
Mhm.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Mm.
He threw a show in Uvalde the 4th of July after the shooting. I had a match with Zeke Rose, and a lot of people in that community were at the fairgrounds because there was a 4th of July fairground event, including that wrestling match. Um, excuse me, excuse me. Me and Zeke Rose had a singles match, and Zeke Rose, being the big bad tough guy that he is, went out there and just being a bad guy, and I went out there and I was a good guy. This video is still pinned on my Facebook for anybody that wants to see. I got the upper hand on Zeke, and I won. And in that moment, where just months ago, children were running for their lives from an adult and scared for their lives and traumatized, just a few short months later, I have kids running up to me and giving me hugs and finding comfort and cheering me and things like that. And and if you know the story of Uvalde, and you see that these children, the happiness on their face, running up and hugging me. This is just mere months after the worst time of their life, and to be able to give a community like that just a split moment of distraction, that that moment, honestly, I should have thought about that first, because that's a moment that I'll never be able to top. Whether it's me winning a world championship with a big promotion, or having my dream opponent in a match, to know that I gave some people who just went through the worst time of their lives a split second of distraction and positivity, that'll stick with me forever. So, I mean, that's probably one of my best positive moments in the business.
I do remember that show. The ring was crowded, mostly crowded
Yes. Yeah.
for you. Yes, yes, I do. I think you
Yeah.
opened. I think you opened the show. If I'm not
No,
mistaken.
no,
No,
no. So I was semi-main. We were right
Sam.
before Cobra.
Yes,
We were right before Cobra and Danny O'Ryan because they had that Falls Count Anywhere match.
that's right. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So just that show and that moment and seeing the smile on those kids' faces, knowing what they just went through, that'll never top anything, or that'll never be topped by anything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Oh my.
Well, that's been positive tacos or something. I don't know. If you take anything from this episode, at least spread positivity in the wrestling business because we all know it needs it. But if you want to plug any shows you are being on this weekend or the month of October and your social medias.
Yeah, man. My social medias are Caine Carter _ Caine is CAINE. You can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, on all those handles. Something big coming up. Like I said, guys, I got the legendary Von Erichs. Not the OGs, obviously. They're the sons of Kevin Von Erich, the only one alive out of the legendary Von Erich family. I have them October 20th in Sherman, Texas. So for anybody that wants to come see Texas wrestling royalty, get their asses whooped by two of the youngest, fastest, most athletic, pretty looking boys in the business right now. Y'all come out to Texoma October 20th to see KOA versus the Von Erichs. Other than that, man, y'all follow me on social media. I post all my future shows there, but that's the biggest thing I got coming up.
Nice. Good to hear.
Well, thank you so much for being on. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace, love, tacos.
Thank you guys for having me.